Political blame game has started on the Arjikar hospital violence, with Bengal BJP chief Sukanta Majumdar writing to Union Home Minister Amit Shah seeking a thorough investigation to identify the perpetrators behind vandalism at the hospital.
Now, in his letter, he said that a group of unidentified individuals disguised as protesters launched a violent attack on the hospital premises, resulting in significant damage to property and injuries to several innocent protesters.
Suvendu Adhikari alleged that the TMC goons were sent to the hospital premise to destroy evidence. Mamata Banerjee, on the other hand, held outsiders responsible for the violence. She said she had received information that outsiders from BAM and RAM were behind the vandalism and not the student protesters.
In fact, she announced that she will also be holding a protest rally today to demand hanging of the rape and murder accused. Listen in to what Mamata Banerjee said.
जिस तरीके के रात के लगभग 13 बजे 2 से 2,500 गुंडे मेडिकल कॉलेज के अंदर घुस के तोड़फोड़ किया, डॉक्टरों को मारा, नर्सों को रेप करने की हुमकी उधर दिया गया, रेप करने की धमकी दी गई और पुलिस चुपचाप बैठी रही। पुलिस खुद जाके बाथरूम में छुप गई। पूरी तरीके से दर्शाता है कि ममता बनर्जी हैज फेल्ड टू मेंटेन द लॉ एंड ऑर्डर।
যারা এই তাণ্ডব করেছে তারা কিন্তু ছাত্র আন্দোলনের সাথে, এই আরজিকরের ছাত্র আন্দোলনের সাথে যুক্ত নয়, তারা আউটসাইডার। আমি ছাত্রছাত্রীদের কোনো দোষ দিচ্ছি না, বহিরাগত কিছু রাজনৈতিক লোক যারা বাংলায় অশান্তি করতে চান, বাম এবং রাম, তারা একত্রিত হয়ে এই গন্ডগোলটা করেছে। আমার সবচেয়ে খারাপ লাগছে কি জানেন, ঘটনাটা তো দুঃখজনক। আমরা বারবার বলেছি ওর ফাঁসি চাই, আমি তো কালকেও মিছিল করব ফাঁসির দাবিতে। তদন্ত তাড়াতাড়ি হোক, আমরা তো রবিবারের মধ্যে শেষ করব ঠিক করেছিলাম। তা কোর্ট যখন সিবিআইকে দায়িত্ব দিয়েছে, তারা যে সহযোগিতা চাইবে আমরা করব, এবং আমরা সমস্ত ডকুমেন্ট দিয়েছি। যেগুলো কিছু কিছু লিক করা হচ্ছে, সেটা আমাদের পুলিশ যখন এনকোয়ারি করছিল কিছু লিক হয়নি। বাংলাকে অচল করে দেওয়ার পরিকল্পনা করে সন্ত্রাস করার একটা চক্রান্ত চলছে বাম আর রাবের। আমি সবাইকে বলবো, সব সোশ্যাল নেটওয়ার্কের সবটা কিন্তু ঠিক নয়।
Now, the mob that entered the hospital attacked vehicles, damaged public property in front of the police, who were overnumbered and unprepared. In fact, the emergency building was also completely ransacked. The CCTV cameras were smashed everywhere.
Eventually, the police had to use tear gas shells to disperse the violent mob. While it is still not clear who's behind vandalism, politics continues as well. TMC has countered BJP's allegations of corruption in the case. TMC MP Mawa Moitra took to Twitter to express her solidarity with protesters, but listed several actions on part of the government to defend its response to the case.
It's a gruesome incident, but it also raises questions on how and what has happened to our society. It raises questions on where are women safe. Today we are celebrating our 78th Independence Day. I represent half this country's population. Are we safe on the streets? Are we safe in our offices? Are well-educated women, well-heeled women safe in their hospitals as doctors? It raises serious questions of criminality at workforce. It raises serious questions of, was there an attempt made by the local administration to mask the probe? I do think violence is not the answer to anything. People need to stay calm, people need to stay peaceful and pursue this matter. Justice has to be done. But what happens? They will be enraged now, people will be angry, and then there'll be another incident. When are we going to ensure that this country will be safer for our women folk?
The story that is going around that the state government and most of all the chief minister and all of us who are elected representatives are indulging in some kind of a systematic cover-up is absolutely wrong and incorrect. It is impossible to make arrests without either forensic evidence or CCTV evidence. The CBI is carrying on an investigation which the state government and the Kolkata police are cooperating fully with. To somehow put political leaning to this and say that all of us are lapata ladies and all of us are somehow gungi guriyas is completely some kind of political narrative that we've had to face before and that we're going to fight back again.
Dr. Indranil Khan of the BJP, Arka Kumar Nag, a political analyst, joining us on the broadcast. Mr. Nag, there have been several lapses by the Kolkata police. The politics of it aside, it has been mentioned by the High Court as well. And while there is a lot of attention on the hospital, we saw widespread vandalism within the hospital premises taking place. They say that these were protesters. The police officials were there, did not do anything, which is why questions are being raised. Now we have the TMC leaders who are saying that this is outsiders. They are saying Ram and Bab. Why bring in all this? Instead, speak about what has happened to the victim.
Well, so far as the victim is concerned, it is unbearable, and we believe that people behind it, if there are more to it, they should be brought to justice as soon as possible. And I am sure that the CBI will keep aside any kind of politics or any kind of pressure and do it as soon as possible and in a best possible manner to give justice to the victims. And so far as the violence is concerned, even I do not believe that the people, the doctors, even I have seen the doctors who were there protesting. There are very many of them whom I know personally. I do not believe that the doctors or even the protesters conducted any kind of such things. There were some political party flags which was around the rally, which was not supposed to be, because it was a citizens movement, and citizens movement is always welcome. Still, it is within the
citizen movement clearly is not welcome. Citizen movement is clearly not welcome, and these are not this mob. You cannot, call them a citizen protest. Doctors were protesting, demanding justice, and then you have a mob turning out there in large numbers. In front of whom the police were outnumbered. Dr. Indranil Khan, questions also need to be raised on the lack of security.
He was in protest, and the police was
the attack on the Ajikar hospital by mob in presence of police once again reflects the failure of the law and order situation in West Bengal. And you will be shocked to know that the same Kolkata police who has failed to prevent a rape and murder in the campus, the rape and murder of an on-duty doctor in the heart of the city inside a medical college with the presence of a Kolkata police outpost, the Kolkata police has failed. The same Kolkata police has failed in protecting the not just the property. It has failed to protect the property, staff, and the protesters, the actual protesters, the medical students of Ajikar Medical College. There was a mob that created a mayhem. They vandalized each and everything that came their way. They vandalized even the emergency building. The ground floor of the emergency building has been vandalized vandalized in the most
first, the
brutal
Kolkata
manner.
police filed a case of unnatural death despite the suspicious circumstances under which the body was found. Of course, the wall next to the crime scene has also been demolished. Now we are seeing violence within the campus. And what is the Chief Minister's response, Mr. Nag? The Chief Minister is going to protest instead of cracking down on what's happening there.
Please don't say this. The crime scene is absolutely untouched. There is not a single scratch on the crime scene. The police have time and again given out the statement. Please understand, the CBI is investigating. The CBI has not once come up and said that this crime scene is destroyed or this
because it's still investigating, sir. It's still investigating, and we saw the state dragging its feet when it came to the central agency also. First they said that they have no problem with handing over the investigation to the CBI, and then said that we are giving an ultimatum of 7 days to the police, and if they do not crack the case till Sunday, then we will hand it over. But before you could do that, the High Court did it, Mr. Khan.
To make a situation
the same, and I just like to add from where I left, because the same Kolkata police is now, instead of doing a proper investigation, instead of arresting the vandals, the same Kolkata police is busy threatening the citizens. You will see a large number of notices, a large number of cases being filed against the ordinary citizens who have been vocal against this brutal rape and murder. They are getting notices from the Kolkata police to immediately take down their posts. Or
has any cases been filed against you?
That is what...
Or any person you know that the cases have been filed against?
By
do not go and just because you are on the media, you can say anything. That is not right. If I say that you do not know how to practice,
they feel that
will be bad.
They will be able to quell the protest.
Okay, but Mr. Nag, the Chief Minister is going on a protest. She has been elected to power there. She says that we are ready to take action. But lapses have been mentioned by the High Court as well on the principle, on what has happened in the case with the Kolkata police. There are TMC leaders who continue to even raise questions on the protesters and their motives. No action has been taken against them.
Protest, please try to understand, we have always, I am personally, I would say, and even there are political leaders of the Trinamool Congress like the Member of Parliament Shukhendu Shekhar Rai, who personally came up and said that he was mentally with the protesters, but as it is an apolitical protest, he was not joining it. So it is not that the Trinamool Congress is trying to make any negativity to the protest. Still, the protest is an apolitical one. This is the problem of the society. The problem of the society has to be solved. Like when somebody speaks, somebody else comes up and speaks and interrupts. This is a society problem. You cannot do it,
This is also a problem of law and order. This is not just a society problem. This is also a problem of law and order, because according to multiple reports and a conversation between two doctors that has come to fore, there's a lot more than meets the eye. That's something that the police needs to investigate, which the CBI will now. Mr. Nag, and everybody who's asking a question is not trying to politicize the situation. So stop hiding behind that excuse that everybody is trying to politicize. No, people are asking pertinent questions because they fear for their safety. Thank you very much, Mr. Nag and Dr. Khan, for joining us.